is that law is not an ad that you can put everything on. Law is something that it has to be in action also. The laws should not only be made, they should be implemented the best. They are not implemented. See, if somebody is trained to be a criminal, if somebody is grown in the society to become a deviant, how many laws do you make to prevent them? So the question is not that it is the only law that will bring the change in the society. I think all the sections, especially the education system, and then the ethos which has got depleted in our society, the value system that has got depleted in our society, that we have to do. We have to look to that aspect also. There can be many suggestions, but alone this provision of law cannot serve, because it is a human being. I know if I put this microphone here today and come tomorrow, it will be in the same position. If I ask a student to stand here for an hour, I definitely should not believe that he will continue to stand here, because he is a human being. How many things will happen in his mind? What will the different waves of change and then stability and all that? It's not like that. So a human being is there, the provision of law is there, but there is a vast ocean beyond this, and that's very important. We don't address that part. So let us see what's going to happen. But probably a movement can be started by the students of law to promote the values. The father of modern legislation is Jeremy Bentham. He said that a good legislation is one that carries with it, number one, sanction, legal sanction. That should carry with it moral sanction. That should carry with it social sanction. That should carry with it religious sanction. If all other sanctions are absent and only legal sanction is there, it is definitely going to prove as a failure. So that's what I can say at the moment. Let us see what's happening. We have to see to all those other things. If we have a very good Supreme Court, we may have a very good Parliament, but if you do not have the value system, everything is going to collapse. So that has to be. Any other?
मैं पहले आपको प्रश्न चाहूँगा आज आपने 2 मिनट पहले बोला था कि velocity equals to mass to acceleration. It's not velocity. Force equals to ma. Not velocity. It's force equals to mass to acceleration. And my question is to you कि हमारे देश में या कोई एक नेता कोई हत्या करता है किसी की, और यदि कोई नीचे जाने का कोई मजदूर की हत्या करता है, तो नेता उसकी हत्या करती है, लेकिन वो जेल अलग होती है और उस जो वक्त का हत्या कर रहा है उसको जेल अलग होती है. ऐसा क्यों? क्या ये सही है? क्या ये न्याय के हिसाब से है? My question is,
you keep the mic a little bit away from you.
My question to you is कि यदि हमारे देश में कोई नेता हत्या करता है किसी इंसान की, तो उसको भी सजा होती है, और यदि कोई वर्कर कोई हत्या करता है तो उसको भी सेम सजा होती है.
सजा सेम होती है.
लेकिन नेता को मिलती है फर्स्ट क्लास जेल और वर्कर को मिलती है थर्ड क्लास जेल.
Okay, I will first tell you a joke and then see, we were on as an observer duty to Wani many years back. तो उस जमाने में रोहिणी जेल बन रहा था. रोहिणी का जेल बन रहा था. We passed there, but so the other colleagues to me they said कि ये जेल इतना अच्छा क्यों बन रहा है? तो मैंने कहा कि अब टाइम आने वाला है जब सारे नेता जेल में आ जाएंगे, तो इसलिए ये अच्छा जेल बनने लगा. The question is that really there is a disparity and it should not be there because we are a society in which everybody is equal, and once we give a preferential treatment to somebody, it is not going to make an intelligible difference as constitution declares. The common conscience in India is not going to accept that that a minister should be put at a good place and a common man should be placed at a bad place. I think they should be given an equal treatment that way, and we need some development, a big development in our this criminal justice system that way. It's lagging here and there, and inherent disparity is in the economic capacity to engage a lawyer. He will engage a very good lawyer and get bail, but the other one will not get it. So he will be there. So that thing is there, that to address it. That's why I am leaving things to you people. I am happy that you are thinking on these lines and you have started now looking at what I can do the best. Okay? So any other? Okay, God bless you, and then we meet.
Thank you, sir, for such an enlightening lecture. Now I would like to call Afzal, Director of Corporate Affairs, CPJCHS, to give vote of thanks.
Dear Shri Professor Wani, Dr. Sanjay Singh, Dr. Ita Beri, my dear faculties here, and my very dear students. Lawmaking in India, the subject, the topic on which Professor Wani shared his very enlightening views with the students today was definitely too enlightening, and the way he enchanted upon it, quite abstract at times and quite realistic at times. This is the beauty of any lecture, that's how beautiful it comes from. When we talk about lawmaking in India, it's not too easy a thing with the kind of a country that India is, with its proportions, the population, and different kind of assets that the country has. So no doubt, bringing about a universal law, which be regulating the complete mass that India is, it's not an easy thing. And for that, it requires guys like you, as Professor Wani did point out, you are the future lawmakers of India. Remain strong about it, remain stringent about it, remain alert about it, must know what is the surrounding, must know what is all around you, because when you know that, you know what is to be done about that. Very recently, I was sitting with a very close friend of mine who is a sitting judge in the High Court. We started together at Delhi University in the college, and he ventured out and got into judiciary after history honors in Hindu college. I went to Delhi School of Economics and drifted, but we recently met a very renowned guy at the High Court. We're just talking in the evening and defining kind of law and all. So it comes out that this is legislation at work. So how do you define law as legislation at work? In a way, it's quite a right thing. You be a capitalist state, you may be a socialist, you may be a communist, or I say even you are a dictatorial military regime ruled country. Without some laws, without certain rules and regulations, there would only be chaos and nothing else. And I think that this is very much required. And if you really look at the future of this universe that we are sitting in today, law and rules and living in regulations is going to be one of the most important factors with which we will be living and would be composing ourselves, would be adhering to, otherwise it would not be a place worth living, to be very honest. So my gut feel is, it's a very serious topic, it's a very serious thought process to be given to it, with the changing scenarios, with the changing times. It has to be looked at, certain laws needs to be amended, as Professor Wani did point out, somebody had questioned that juvenile age with the rise in crime should be put at 16, should be made at 18. And of course, those changes with the changing compositions of the thought process, with the compositions of your living style, etc., those changes need to be made and they need to be brought upon. Thank you, Professor Wani, for a beautiful lecture that you gave to us. Thank you very much. Last year, Professor Wani has had a very beautiful association with Chandrapur Jain College, with our college, and has always been gracing us with his valuable comments and his valuable thoughts